always
feel you.
draining me. Everything drains the hell out of me. But not
I
today.
feel you
Not today.
1,000%.
Thank God.
Which shows like the good content that we've been able to put out previously was under like extreme
Correct.
conditions. So it's like, it's like I don't even know how to describe it. It just shows how great we are in terms of podcasting. And then it also shows like if you like, comment, subscribe, the quicker we can quit our jobs. Well, I don't
Oh,
got no job right
I
now,
don't know
but
about quit. I always think about that. Like, what is the I have to think about that. Like, what's the
what's your
number?
number?
What's my number? What's my
I
number?
think we spoke about this before. Yeah, my
Yeah,
number is not that high.
mine is.
My number
Mine
is not
is
that high.
only because I don't it's just pressure. I just feel like it's pressure. I was talking to my therapist about this. Sorry, little therapy talk. But I was talking to my therapist about like what success looks to me, what success
Mhm.
looks like for me, and then also me being a younger sibling and like the pressure on that. It's
Yeah, I'm the
just
oldest.
yeah, so is my husband. So it's like it's different when you're the oldest versus the youngest because like everyone does kind of expect a little bit more from you, like just a
Well,
little bit more.
if my family's listening right now, don't expect shit from me. Expect me to be a good person. That's all y'all got out of me.
My family expects a lot out of me, and it's like they're not saying it obviously, but it's like you can tell by like the way they treat you, the things they say to you, and just all these things. So I didn't notice the pressure until like recently. So
Mm. No, that kinda makes sense. I
yeah,
don't know. I'm very much a lone wolf, so I kinda
yeah,
operate in that
yeah,
space, and so when it comes to the number when it comes to how I look at success, I more
yeah.
so look at, like, how spiritually how do I feel about my life? Am I
Hmm.
able to do the things that I need to do, and, like,
Yeah,
what is it that I'm kinda spending my time on? And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
that's why my number's not really crazy because it's like, I'd rather do this versus,
No, that's not.
whatever other job I could possibly be having right
I
now.
need the money.
Yeah,
I need the money. Like, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
I just
mean,
need the money for it. That's a big thing for
it's
me.
it's a complex thing. It's a complex
It
thing, and,
is.
like,
It really, really is.
everybody has, like,
Everybody
their
has their number. Everybody has the
has their
number.
number.
Yeah.
But welcome to another episode of Where's the Remote? I'm your host, Steven, joined here by the ambitious Régine, coming off the conversation we just had. And there's nothing wrong with ambition. There's nothing wrong with ambition. Like, we should all have some level of ambition. Like, I want to be comfortable, but I also like to experience life a certain way.
Yeah, no, I'm a real material girl. Like I'm
I
a real
respect it.
material. I've been a material girl all my life, like a brand whore. That's me. Like, yeah, I have a
Listen,
name
I
brand
respect
on
it.
me at all times. Look at
I
this.
really,
Keep the glasses, okay?
I
If you
respect it.
know, you know.
Yeah, I respect it. More times than not, I'm usually in some sort of like black owned brand
No,
attire.
you do go crazy with the black on
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for sure.
So that's why it's kind of like my number's
Anyways,
not that high. My number's not that high. Anyways, we are here to
no, anyway,
react.
let's give you a shout out because it's your birthday, and he's actually
Yeah.
working on his birthday. So happy birthday to the boss.
First
Happy
off,
birthday to
thank
the
you, thank
boss.
you, thank you. I mean, I don't consider this work. I feel like this is
I
alignment. Like I'm aligned with doing what it is that brings me
yeah,
joy. So
yeah,
it's like that's my gift to myself of like
yeah,
one being able to actually have something that you could like pour your energy into and be
yeah,
passionate about, and then two, like actually having the ability to do so. Because if you would have asked me this 10, 15 years whether I'd be
yeah,
doing this, I'm like, huh, what?
yeah.
Also, like I was a very shy and timid kid, so the
Mhm.
fact that like I'm an adult, like doing a podcast and having
Yeah,
conversations with people, people will always be like, "What, you?" I'm like,
yeah,
"Yeah, yeah, yeah, me,
yeah.
yeah,
No,
me."
I get that, I get that.
So yeah, but yeah, thank you for the birthday shout out and for everybody that's out there. The only thing I want for my birthday is for you to like, comment, subscribe. Everything else, I mean, I'll put up Cash App if y'all want it, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe. That's all I'm gonna ask for you. Times of rough economy. Once the economy gets fixed, then the Patreon will go up. I'm gonna time it accordingly. I'm gonna time it accordingly.
Don't be like Beyonce.
Listen, J. Cole just announced his
A tour,
tour.
yes.
I'm not working right. I'm gonna have to figure something out. I'm gonna have to figure something out. But we are here to recap and react to episode 5 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm really looking forward to the reaction here, because I
Mhm.
think I'm on the outside on this one.
Okay.
But it's not even a negative one. It's
No, I
just
get
like
you.
my
I feel you.
personal preferences. So
I have mine too.
we'll go through a recap of what happened in the episode. Then there's a couple points I do want to make before we'll give like our immediate reactions, go through some stuff that we point out, and then obviously we end off the episode with our final ratings. So we'll jump into it. Episode 5 centers on the brutal trial of Seven, where Dunk and Six Knights face off against Prince Aryan and his team. The episode alternates between the present day battle and flashbacks to Dunk's childhood and Flea Bottom, showing how he met Sir Arlen of Pennytree. During the chaotic trial, several knights fall. Beesbury and Harding are killed, but Dunk refuses to yield despite severe injuries and eventually forces Aryan to surrender. However, the victory is bittersweet. In the episode's tragic conclusion, Baelor Targaryen, who had volunteered to fight for Dunk, removes his helmet to reveal that his brother Maekar's mace has crushed the back of his skull during the battle, meaning Baelor, the future king, has been mortally wounded, leaving
Mm,
Dunk devastated that he may have inadvertently caused the death of the realm's heir.
mm.
So, okay, so the points I wanted to make first. Okay, is mainly like 3.5 points. So two of these points are tied together
Okay.
because the Game of Thrones thing is such a big thing in all of media, pop culture, whatever you want to
Mhm.
say. Like, if you are following it in any capacity, you're going. TikTok is flooded with like people who's read the books, are experts. They know all this stuff. So I've been watching a lot of videos. There's a lot of information, which I kind of spoiled stuff for myself, which is fine because
Yeah.
whatever.
It's research.
My second point, which is a bit political, it's interesting because when I see all these people gathering all this information about these books, it's typically the whites, but it's just interesting how much they consume this fantasy history and they know who's tied to who, what did, whatever. But then when it comes to real life history, specifically history of people that don't look like them, their ancestors have either burned those books or we see in our current administration they're removing history in classrooms. So that was just something that was because these people are like doing 3-minute videos on TikTok of like Aegon the First was married to such and such who had these kids. I think
Not
I
even
even
real
sent
life.
you, yeah, like all
Yeah, you
these
did you
stars.
did send me, like, the whole trying to get TikTok, and I was
Yeah,
like
it's like,
I
yeah.
was literally like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it's like all this deep
Whoa.
diving, and it's like it's pop culture. I'm not mad at it, whatever
Yeah,
the case may be. I do somewhat similar shit when it comes to like Marvel stuff or
yeah.
whatever. But it's like,
It's some real life shit going on.
yeah, like you're looking a little
Like, the history is actually just as deep as that too as well, and that's,
right.
like, the real talk about it all. Like, our
Yeah,
actual US history
right.
is just as deep or even deep might be a little deeper than Game of Thrones,
Yeah, and
and nobody
because
do it
and
like
I
that.
think and I think the reason why I felt this way is because there's been a more than one occasion. You're never going to win any audience in any capacity. But
Yeah.
whether it's TikTok or YouTube or whatever, I'll be in the comments and like some people they'll share like, oh, such and such is this, such and such is that.
Mhm.
Then you have some other people like, read the books. And I'm like, first of all, fuck you and your books. That's one. Secondly, where's all this energy for the real shit that's going on in the world? So that was what made me think
Mm,
about it.
deep.
Nonetheless, my third and a half point. I gotta give credit to George R. R. Martin because it's
Mhm.
like, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, the books of A Song of what is it? A Song of Fire and Ice. That's
Mhm.
primarily the story of what we see in Game of Thrones from season 1 to season
Yeah.
6. I think 7 and 8. They there were no books for them to go off of, so that's all original storytelling, which is why everybody hates season 8.
Original storytelling, huh?
Yeah, it was originally trash.
Right.
Originally
That was
trash.
original, alright.
Yeah. But I gotta give him credit because, like, the amount of stories and then also, like, when we're talking about House of the Dragon, I think
Mhm.
the novellas are somewhat different because there's a complete story there, but a lot of these things are kinda like hearsay from, like, stories that are passed down. So the fact that
I heard from, like, Game of Thrones, it's, like, from the maesters, basically, like, that's kinda how these stories were kinda passed.
Right, right, exactly. So it's like these stories are passed down and like this is like some rich sort of stuff. So the fact that someone's brain has the ability to like create all these stories and just, and then
Mhm.
it's just the Targaryens are just one part of the story. We have the dragons, we have the Lannisters, the Baratheons,
Yeah.
all the families that are dating one another and the
Yep.
bastards and all this other mystical shit, the White Walkers, the
Yep.
wall, like all of it is absolutely absurd. And it kind of makes me think another point that I wanted to make that ties into it that makes me think about George Lucas and Star Wars and like how he created this whole thing or whatever.
Mhm.
And then obviously, well, not obviously, I think it was in the late 90s or maybe it was the early 2000s, he sold his rights to Star Wars to Disney. And then Dave Filoni, who was a huge Star Wars fan, I don't know how he came up in the industry or whatever. He eventually got the opportunity to start branching off and like creating his own stuff. So there's like Star Wars animated stuff. So it's like the
Mhm.
movies, we got the Star Wars movies and the prequels. Well, one of the critiques of the prequels is like you see Anakin as a specific type of character, and then what's that? Revenge of the Sith, I think is
Mhm.
the 3rd one, is when he finally turns into Darth Vader or
Yeah.
whatever, and it was like a complete character shift. And so Dave Filoni did the animated series where you kinda see Anakin's, like, transition of everything that happens, the Clone Wars, like him being like this war hero, but then getting disrespected by the Jedi Council. And I say all of that to say if George R. R. Martin don't finish these books, I hope someone of that sort of like level of
Can
storytelling
take it.
and can take it and kind of move forward
Yeah.
with it and like continue it on because Game of Thrones has its, knocks with, how women are treated and the incest stuff or whatever, the amounts of violence
Yeah.
or whatever. But I would still like to see, these stories to be told. There's so many other shows that they talked about being in production, whether it's,
Mhm. It's a lot of them too.
yeah, like Aegon's Conquest or even,
Yeah.
I think they talked about Robert's Rebellion and all these other
Mhm.
different things. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. I just hope it's the right individual. But,
It's so tricky when a creator doesn't continue their own story because it's
mhm,
like they obviously have a vision, they have all these things to create their own story, but then somebody else taking your shit and coming
right,
up with their own. It's like a hit or miss. You just don't know if they're gonna continue the path. It's like you don't really know the path they were going on anyway because you ain't that person. But it's
right,
like maybe you might have studied them and kinda can tell where they were going, whatever. But it's really a hit or miss, so.
right. And I think what Dave Filoni was lucky with is that George Lucas is still alive, and I think he
Mhm.
had some sort of relationship with him. So it's like, hey, if I ever need to pick your brain about something of
Yeah,
like, oh, I want these characters to do this, he's like,
yeah,
not really. And it's like George R. R. Martin, he said it, and
yeah, yeah,
he's getting up there. So
yeah, yeah.
and I think that there have been like news that comes out from him because I think he has a blog or whatever, and
Mhm.
sometimes he'll voice his frustration about certain things that will happen. I
Mm.
think he was really upset about House of Dragon season 2, but I think he's
Nothing happened there. Nothing happened in that season, so there's that.
way more involved in A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So I think that's why the show is as good as it
And
is.
everybody enjoys it. Everybody
Right.
enjoys it. I've been seeing the people, and the people have been saying they have been thoroughly enjoying.
They've been locked in. They've been
Yeah.
locked in. But yes, sorry for my rant, that's just my brain. Plus it's, our
Got
show. We
that
do
got
a
that backstory research.
listen,
Gotta throw that in there.
listen,
This is educational. I know that's right.
listen, gotta show some respect for the people that's
For the
creating this
art.
stuff.
I know that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I know
yeah, yeah.
that's right.
Plus, it's our show, so we do whatever the fuck we want. So, my dear friend, what were your immediate thoughts? How did you feel?
So I like this because I was super excited
Mhm.
for this episode, especially after last week episode. So I was really, really, really excited about this episode. They let me down just a little bit, but also very entertaining. Like I think the backstory just kind of took that momentum from like us getting straight into the battle. And it's like it makes sense. Like I did like how they intertwine like the backstory to the current time.
Mhm.
Like the whole "get up!" Like, I really enjoyed that. Like, I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that because it just kinda it was a good transition to, like, current to like to pass the current, well, not current, but, like, current in the
Yeah,
today
present
show
day.
in the show. So I really did enjoy that, and it kinda told us a little bit more about Dunk, but they coulda kept that. They coulda kept that because I feel like it didn't really teach me nothing more about Dunk than I already knew, other than, like, how him and Sir Arlen came together. I feel like that's, like, pretty much the only thing. It was obvious that he was an orphan and he was poor and he was nobody. So it was
Mhm.
like, you kinda telling me that again? But I guess, how did Sir Arlen and him get link up? Thanks for the backstory, but I was here for the fight. Honestly. So, that's just it. I mean, that's just, like, my thoughts, but, I mean, still entertained. I think the way it ended, still pretty good. I'm excited and sad for the season finale next week.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, I definitely feel the same. I think and we've had this conversation before.
Mhm.
Flashbacks are a very hard thing to incorporate in a TV show. It has to be done accordingly. It has to be done where it makes sense. You know, some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna hate it.
Yeah.
We've seen his and hers, which had flashbacks, who were good,
Mhm.
but those were sprinkled throughout the series, the
Mhm.
season. And then we had The Beast in Me, where they had a whole episode dedicated to a flashback, which we both had as like the best episode in the series.
Yes.
And I think for me, I felt the same of like, this probably should have been something where they probably should have sprinkled it throughout the series
Yeah.
versus just doing this because episode 4 was such this huge emotional build up to this fight. We get the
Mhm.
music, we get the betrayal by the Fossaway, and we get Prince Baelor, coming to Dunk's aid. And so
Yep.
it's like, we here for the fight. We here for the scrap. Like,
We
show
know
me
what's
this.
next.
Yeah, like we here for
Next.
the scrap. So like the first legit like blow to the head and then we get taken to the flashback, it's like
Yeah.
you kill the momentum. Like I
Yeah.
was I was locked in and now I'm
Yeah.
not locked in anymore. And
Yeah.
now the only thing I will disagree with you about, I think the reason why they showed that flashback is because what is the thing about knighthood that Duncan loves so much is that, and the phrase that they use that I don't remember, but it's like the knight is supposed to protect the innocent.
Yes.
In that instance,
I
Dunk
got you.
and was it Freya? No, it wasn't Freya. I
Ray,
forget.
Ray. Ray?
Ray? Ray.
Ray.
I can't remember the name. It doesn't matter.
It's hard to R, that's all I remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
Uh, but they are 2 innocent kids just living
Mhm.
in Flea Bottom, and here's
Yeah.
this, I don't know what he was, a knight or whatever the fuck he was,
Yeah.
harassing them or whatever,
Yeah.
and then
Stealing from
she
them.
get killed unjustly, and we know it's
Mhm.
Flea Bottom, we've seen Flea Bottom before. Her
Yeah.
body's just gonna decompose, or they're just gonna discard it, and she's just gonna be one of many people who have died in Flea Bottom, and
Yeah.
nobody knows her.
Yeah.
And here's Sir Arlen, who was obviously drunk, but he came to his aid in a moment that we see how Flea Bottom operates.
Yeah.
More times than not, people just go walk by. They don't give a fuck that those are just the
Yeah.
kids. They probably brought it upon themselves. So it's like this is why he so strongly follows and believes in the knighthood sort of thing because it's yo, I'm here to protect the innocent because when I was innocent, somebody came out of their way to
That's
protect
true.
me.
Okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes
Now, with
yeah.
that being said, think if it was just that scene in this, like if it was a series of like, oh, here's him and the girl, they're trying to
Mhm.
navigate or whatever, they get treated like shit the whole entire time
Yeah.
in these little flashbacks that brings, and then we get, Duncan in the present day and like his flashbacks trigger why he does the things that he does today.
Yeah.
And then we get the scene of his best friend, the only person he's known to love because he has no relationship with his mom, no
Yeah.
his mom. Only person he's known to love to just get killed and then thrown away like dirt.
Yeah.
Then we get to, him getting up. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Like, yeah, this
Yeah.
this is it. But
Yeah.
and it because it was such an extended sort of thing, it was kinda like,
Yeah. It was a
no,
solid 10 minute, 10, 12 minute.
right, and we only get, like, 25, 30-minute episodes, so it's
Exactly.
kinda like
Exactly. And I
a
think that's why I'm just like, "Ugh." Like, I know what I
and
came for.
yeah, and with, even with the Trial of the Seven, I know the story is supposed to be about Dunk and his, the things that he experienced, but I would've liked to see what everybody else was doing, like, it was kinda like flashing of what everybody else how everybody else was fighting, but it was
You
primarily
don't really see
Dunk.
it at all.
Yeah, so it's
You
kinda
came
like
Dunk intact. Get
Listen, man.
up! Get up!
Listen, man.
Get fight back!
Dunk fighting was the equivalent of when, thankfully I never got this, but like them tall dudes that come play basketball, but they're not coordinated. So they'd be like, oh, you tall for nothing. Like that was dunk basically. Like you just,
Big and tall for nothing.
yeah, I'm thinking, and granted, I don't know how I think the novella, I think they were following it exactly to the novella. So maybe he ain't,
Okay.
because I think I did see like some sort of like animated picture of the fight and like he had the same swollen eye and everything. So
Okay.
I'm like, because he probably really, he really ain't know how to fight. So it's kind of like, damn, bro, like you ain't gonna do nothing. Like you just,
I'm
and
like,
you
"Dang."
getting, and you're not even just getting fucked up. Like you getting stabbed. You're getting stabbed.
Literally, first round. Ram. Like, first round. And I'm like, "Dang, this not how," like, I was rooting for you, Duck. I thought it was gonna be the end of Duck. You meet him like, "Dang, wow, I can't believe y'all did this to me." Y'all do a lot of crazy
I'm
things in these
thinking,
television shows, but dang, now he gonna be gone.
I'm thinking like, okay, he may not know how to fight, but maybe he's like, how they say about certain people. Maybe he backed up. Maybe, he got some strength on him.
He ain't got nothing.
He a regular old white man. He a regular old white man.
He ain't got nothing.
I
He
was
ain't
just
got ooh,
mm,
lordy,
mm,
that was
mm.
deep.
I don't have that many notes on it. I
Me
mean, it
neither,
was a pretty
but
short
yeah.
episode. And we kind of touched upon everything that stood
Yeah.
out. But yeah, my first initial thought, it was a very interesting choice to have the flashbacks
Mhm.
once he gets hit in the head. Like I said, like they probably should have did flashbacks throughout the series versus doing such an extensive one in that
Yeah.
episode. Um,
That girl didn't die. I would have thought she was the other girl that was doing the puppets.
oh, Tanzel.
Yeah, yeah. For a quick second, I did think it was her.
Mm,
So what are the coincidence? Especially this universe, how many of us do we see? Not too many.
this is
So,
true. It's
so with
facts.
that being said, I'm like, okay, so that's why he was so like he wanted to protect her because that's his homegirl from back in the day.
That makes even more sense now why you want to protect her because she
It
probably
reminds.
reminds.
Mhm, mhm.
But had we seen the relationship previously, I probably would
Yeah.
have made that connection earlier.
Yeah, 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 so I really thought that. I did like the one quote that she said. She was like, "Nobody in this place forgets stuff. Once you beef with somebody, they
It's
coming
beef
back for you.
forever.
They ain't gonna stop. They might think forget about it for like a day or 2. It might be a whole year and they gonna pull up what they get back." I did enjoy that because that is so true about this universe. They don't care how long it take. Whenever they ready, they gonna come get their get back, which is always entertaining for me at least. Yeah.
But yeah, I knew Rafe wasn't gonna make it because we obviously don't see her in the present day. He makes no references to her in any capacity. I shout out to Sir Arlen. He was drunk, but he laid shit down. He
He's
decapitated
he could
homeboy,
actually
and
really fight.
yeah, he
He did
decapitated
not
home.
dunk nothing.
Exactly. He decapitated the one homeboy, and then he
Mhm.
stabbed the other dude, and but it makes sense why Dunk was so loyal because as someone who's been forgotten about not only by his birth mother and
Yeah.
being in Flea Bottom, he is the one person who did it. Even if we obviously see that Sir Arlen is a flawed human being
Mhm.
and just, yeah, again, I was surprised that Dunk can't fight at all. Like he barely
Mhm.
was figuring stuff out of like, I don't know when your fight or flight is supposed to kick in, but it took a while. It
No,
definitely took a
low
while.
key, listen, I'm talking about dunk. I do the exact same thing because I listen, that's why I've never been in a fight day in my life. Baby, you wanna beat my ass, beat it. Beat it. I
Uh,
don't know if I can fight back. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
My life is on the line. I'm sorry. Like
I
I
don't
gotta
know.
figure something out.
Hey,
I gotta figure something
take
out.
me.
I gotta figure
Take
something out.
take me. I don't know if I can fight back. You might be a better fighter than me.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I'm gonna
why
have
am I waste all my energy and you be tagging me like Arian was tagging Dunk? Like, he was
I
wham!
would have did some sort of training or something. Like he ain't do nothing.
He definitely should have trained 100 times before he got in
He
the
ain't
field.
do nothing. He ain't do nothing.
Like, no way you gonna pull up talking about you a knight and you ain't never been in the field before. Why you do that? Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
He's definitely not a soldier.
He's not.
What else do I have here? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really that much to, like, really jot down. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if you have any thoughts about, Prince Baelor and his unfortunate demise.
I
I'm
do have some.
I'm
Go
kinda upset again because their focus was so much on Duncan Aryan. I had to
mhm.
see, like, clips online of, like, "Oh, this is when Prince Baelor got hit
Got
by
hit.
mi by"
It was so quick. It was so quick. It was, like, literally, like, in the background. And
Yeah,
honestly, I wouldn't have even noticed if that the little whatever I don't know what you call it.
the mace?
Yeah, is that what it's called? The mace?
I
That
think
thing
so.
is so crazy when people round it up and get to shooting.
Mhm.
That's the only reason why I was like, "Oh my god, who else is getting hit?" Because even when Dunk got hit, I was like, "Well, it's over with for Dunk.
Yeah.
That's gonna take me out." But yeah, the only other note that I had before I get to Prince Baelor is it was so interesting watching Little Dunk do the exact same thing Egg did to him, like, almost like, he basically stalked Sir Arlen before he
Mm,
even, like, interacted with him, like, he was right there in the background, right behind him, he didn't even like, that man didn't even know that he was there the whole time, but he
mhm.
was right there next to him the whole time until eventually Sir Arlen
Sober up.
yeah, or just paid attention, then seeing him there. So I thought that was very interesting, like, that parallel between, like, Little Dunk and Sir Arlen and Egg and, Big Dunk. And then go ahead.
B it's interest I forgot to mention this. It's interesting, and again, had we gotten way more flashbacks, maybe we would've see because who knows if they'll bring back Sir Arlen for a season 2 for
Mm.
more flashbacks. But it's interesting how when Sir Arlen finally sees him and he passes out on the ground, he doesn't even try to pick him up. He just tells him, "Get up."
Get up.
Like, here's a kid who's clearly malnourished, who's probably, caught in some form of pneumonia because he was out there in the cold with nothing on, and you don't even like he just, bent down. He barely even bent down to like offer him water. He was just like, "Yo, get up." Like, I don't know.
Which is so interesting, that's how he kinda wakes up from him getting his ass beat, because that's probably the
Mhm.
last time he was out cold, stone cold.
Yeah.
Was and that's like that's just so I really did like that flashback of like, sometimes something happens to you and you forget about it, and then you're in a situation, it's like, "Dang, I've been here before," and then something in, like,
Mhm.
the back of your mind just kinda reminds you of it. It's like it's like a shock, like, "Am I in this same universe again?" But I'm not, but I'm in a different one, but just waking me up from it, it's like, "Okay, let me
Mhm.
get back to what I was doing." So I enjoyed that a lot.
Mhm.
The twice that we got that. 'Cause I thought enough was over with. But my last thing, I mean, I am so sad that Prince Baelor, because I thought like, okay, Dunk, he won the battle, but he won, thank God. He's good, and now he can finally be able to, especially when Prince Baelor was like, "I need good men, like, I need good men, like, I kinda need you, like, yes, come and be on my realm, be my one of my King's Guard," is that what they call it? My
Yes.
King's Guard or whatever. And for him to, like, immediately after saying that, just done for, it made me really sad because it's like, what do we do with Dunk now? Like, now that Dunk is finally a little bit somebody, how do we get a fairy tale ending for him? Even though, like, fairy tales are not a thing in the Game of Thrones universe. But how does Dunk get a fairy tale ending? Because he desires one at this point, I feel like. Like, he's been through a lot. Now he should finally be honored. He needs some training. But he needs he can be honored as such for just a little while. How do we get him to just a bigger night? So that's the only thing I was like, dang.
Yeah. I mean, again, because there's been so many cliffs, I knew Prince Baelor's fate.
Okay.
So that didn't necessarily surprise me, but it's been making me think about like the Targaryens are essentially a cursed bloodline. Like none of them actually live like fruitful lives. I mean, there are like some throughout history, if I'm not mistaken,
Where
but yeah, because if we're Daenerys, like her brother basically prostituted her. Even the brother, he got burned alive or whatever, black tar, hot black tar. Daenerys' fate in whatchamacallit, even Jon Snow, he got stabbed up before, if it wasn't for that dark witch, like technically should be dead. And
Right.
there would have been no more Targaryens that existed.
Yeah.
And then even House of the Dragon, like most of the Targaryens we see, some shit happens to them.
Find each other. Off
Ran
on each
ran
other one by
Yeah,
one.
Viserys, gets sick and eventually dies.
Mhm.
Rhaenyra lose her bastard sons, or at least
Mhm.
one of the sons. I don't know what happens to the oldest one, or I don't remember. Even Alicent's kids, because 'cause they're technically Targaryens too, like,
Mhm.
she has that one daughter who's a dreamer, but she's basically, like, out of her mind all the time. Then
Mhm.
we have, the other one got burnt up in one of the battles, and then we have Aemon who was stabbed in the eye. Is it Aemon? Yeah, Aemon who got stabbed in the eye. Even Daemon, like he went to Harrenhal and he was having all them crazy visions. He slept with his mom. That's wild. Like
That's a
for all like the power that they have had throughout their history, the access to the dragons for a certain amount of time, and like this lust for the throne, so many of them die
Mhm.
early. So many of them are, you have so many not so many. You have a few revolutions or revolts
Mhm.
that happen and like
Mhm.
so many different things. And it's like,
I
was
think
it
that
really
says a
worth it?
lot. I think
Yeah,
that
like
says a
it's
lot for you to have this family name, right?
mhm,
And essentially from the inside looking out or outside looking in, you are the top of the top. Everybody wants to be a Targaryen. Everybody wants to procreate with a Targaryen, like all these things, right? But essentially, if you're a part of that family, you're living in hell. Like you're living in hell. Like, yeah, it's cool because you can say my family is the dragons and da 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 da, but we all living in hell. And I think
right,
that is so, so interesting.
right. And even if you're trying to say like I'm not necessarily the worst Targaryen and I'm trying to live accordingly,
Mhm.
like
Something
you
about it.
see how the small folk feel about the Targaryens, like, they're hated, like, they're despised, even if you may not necessarily be the ones that's oppressing them now, but because of their history, the small folk despise them.
Some real generational trauma going on there.
Yeah, so it's just interesting because, like, that's their glory is, like, to
Mhm.
access the Iron Throne and to, carry on their lineage or whatever, but it's, like, at what cost?
Mhm.
Because we all see, you know certain decisions and certain things just constantly keep happening to their families. Like
Yeah.
I was watching one creator was talking about like the family tree
Mhm.
and like so many a few of them will have like multiple kids and
Uh-huh.
all the kids
Yeah.
will die before they could take the
Yep.
throne.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
like absolutely insane
Yep.
how this keeps happening.
And I think a big part of it is because the incest is so deep. Because even that chart you sent me, like, a lot of them were marrying and procreating with their sibling.
Mhm.
Not a cousin, their sibling, like, came out the same coochie. Like, why are we doing that? And it was, like, every generation that was happening, so it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah, some of them would skip, but then some of them like they're marrying like even the he would one king or whoever, one person would skip and date like they'll date a Lannister or or
yeah,
marry or whoever, but then they'll have kids and then
the
two
kids
of
will
the
have
kid two of the
yeah,
kids we link up and it's like
yeah.
it's in the blood.
It's
Um
it's in the blood.
in
It's
the
in
blood.
the
But
blood.
it was just something I keep thinking about. Like
Yeah.
eat no matter where you land on the scale, because I know don't not don't I know Egg's future as well, but I
Mhm.
won't spoil it for you. If you know no matter where you are on the scale, whether you're the worst of the worst, even somebody was just I think I saw another creator. I think he was watching Game of Thrones with his girlfriend for the first time and she
Mhm.
comes up to the season where Tonin jumps off the castle after um what's her face? What's her face? What's her name? I can't remember the name. I'm gonna be mad that I'm not getting this right now. She's the main villain in Game of Thrones. Jamie's sister.
Cersei.
Thank you. Cersei.
Whoa. I totally forgot Cersei's name.
After Cersei kills them in that building with all the like religious folk and then that
Oh,
one
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
and
Blow
remember
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
then her son jump
Oh, Tommen jumps.
yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah, he jumps and it's like even him, he was technically not as bad as his brother.
No,
He was a decent king. He was
that's
just
true.
too young, but it's like,
That's
no
true.
matter what, some shit gonna happen to you. Like, they just don't live in peace at
That
all.
incest. Ooh. Maybe that's why
Yeah.
it's illegal now. Maybe that's why it's illegal now.
Also, is that Are they the first family to do so that's not Targaryen? I'm sure it's happened elsewhere, but I can't
I don't know.
because 'cause
I
they're
guess
Lannisters.
I guess we'll find out more on the on Game of Thrones, what kind of
Yeah,
history
I
they
don't
are.
know. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's probably frequent, but I can't think of anybody else that's, like,
yeah,
married
not
to
on
the
Game of Thrones, that's not something that was happening, like, maybe, like, a cousin, but it wasn't like a sibling
and then
thing.
Cersei was giving it up. Anyways, 'cause I just remember she was sleeping with her cousin too. Nasty. I got nothing else unless you got anything.
I don't got nothing else, nothing else.
If we're going to ratings, unfortunately, I have to give it like I gotta give it a 3. Um,
Well,
because
ah,
that wasn't like
yeah,
episode 4 was so
it
good.
was so good, it
I
was
was
so
coming
good.
in with high
Me
expectation,
too, me too.
and then this isn't like an 8 episode, 10 episode season. Like next week is the finale,
That's
so it's
it.
like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get another peak. Like if you're telling me
yeah,
episode 4 is your peak, I'm
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know, I think I'll give it a 4. I was originally gonna give it a 4.5, but now that I think about it, now that I'm talking it out with you, I will have to give it a 4 just because that flashback really, like I was trying to speed it up. Let's get back to the battle, like, that's what I came here for. So,
Yeah,
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 just because, I mean, I still got my battle, Dunk won. Unfortunately, Prince Baelor is no longer with us, so
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is,
it is
and I
what it is.
mean, if they're following the novella accordingly, then I can't necessarily be mad at it. I mean, creative
Mhm.
decisions are made all the time by
Mhm.
whatever, so
Yeah.
who am I to, like, judge based
Yeah.
off of that? So,
Yeah.
that's why it's like, "Alright, I'll give y'all at least a 3."
Yeah.
But for me, how I'm consuming it, it's
Yeah.
like, y'all built up this big battle,
Yeah.
and then as soon as shit get popping, you
Yeah.
cut into this whole
Yeah.
flashback thing
Yeah,
that
we were
took up
like
a
2
much.
minutes in, if that, before they cut.
Yeah, and you cut it to this whole thing, and it's kinda like,
Yeah.
you kill the momentum, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially for something that's like, yes, it's important, but it's like, y'all coulda sprinkled all of this throughout the season, and I would've been like, "Oh, okay," like, you get to, because I was fine without necessarily knowing this backstory, how he met Sir Arlen, like, I
Didn't
was
care
fine,
about it.
yeah, like, I was fine.
Didn't care about it.
Like, it gives more reasoning as to who Dunk is and why he does what he
That's what
does,
I said.
but
That's what I said. I said I didn't care nothing about it. Like, we know, like, it's, like, obvious where he come from. We don't need to see that again. Like,
yeah,
we know what the bottom
yeah,
look like. Don't care. Let's talk about what's going on right now, today, that real action.
get it popping, get it
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that's all we got for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We are excited for the season finale next week. I mean, I'm gonna go in with solid expectations. I'm not
Yeah,
expecting any.
100%, and I wish it was, like, at least 45 minutes next week. I know it's not going to be, but I
Yeah,
wish.
you're asking for a lot.
I I know I am. But I am super, super, super excited to see how this 6-episode, 30-minute series ends. Like, how can they put that last stamp for us to be yearning for more next season?
I don't remember if I asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Do you prefer the way that things have gone in terms of we've gotten Game of Thrones first, then
Mhm,
we've gone to House of the Dragon. Now we're in the middle with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
mhm,
Who knows what's the next one in terms of whether it's Aegon's Conquest or
mhm.
Robert's Rebellion or whatever the case is. Do you think it would have been better if they would have started from the beginning of, like, Aegon's Conquest and then do a time jump to, like, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and we see the first Targaryen Civil War, and
Mm,
then well, I don't know if we would have gotten A Night of the Seven Kingdoms if that's the case. We
yeah,
probably would have jumped to then Robert's Rebellion, um, or
yeah.
whatever.
The storyteller, and I love a good chronological story
Mhm.
because to me, even like in US history or just my life, everything is a domino effect in life, like this thing impacts the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. I do enjoy seeing that and how it plays out, but I also have watched Star Wars not in order. Did I watch it in order? I don't think I watched it in order. I can't remember if I did or not, but even, like, knowing, like, Star Wars started off with I think I did watch in order, never mind, cut that. I did watch in order, that's why I understood everything more. I did, but if I didn't, I don't know if I would like it. 'Cause I like to know the backstories.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really hard to say, I would love to know about, like, that first Aegon that everybody talks about, you know? Like,
Mhm,
everybody talks about that Aegon. I wanna know about him
mhm.
because everybody talks about him. I wish we could start from there and then just go.
Yeah, because I think when I was just thinking about the shows in general, I think I've been watching another podcast covering it. I was like, there's so many stories that are
Yeah.
being told not only within it, sometimes we even get songs, like, I just learned that episode that Egg was singing that song on the tree, he
Mhm,
was talking about the Blackfire? Yes, the Blackfire Rebellion, which was, like, the
mhm.
first rebellion from the against the Targaryens, which that's a whole other story within itself that I won't bore
Yeah,
you about. Um, but yeah, like, oh, okay, like, now I know this, like, this
yeah,
makes sense why he was singing that song. It's like, I woulda
exactly.
liked to I know whenever all this stuff is gonna be done, I'm probably gonna I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm probably gonna watch it from
You gonna be 80 years old.
beginning to end. Listen, that's perfect time to watch it. I ain't got nothing else to do. Where I gonna go? I'm gonna be in I'm gonna be in the home minding my business. Where's my applesauce? Where's my
I'm like, "What is that Mr. Steven doing in there?"
like, where's my applesauce? You asking the wrong questions. So, yeah, it was just something that I thought about
Yeah.
because, we've had all these different universes now where things kinda, like,
Mhm.
jump around. It's like, I would like to have seen Aegon's Conquest, and then, we get
Yeah.
to see Rhaenyra and Alicent and all of that stuff, so,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause we can really understand what they fighting for on Game of Thrones. Like, Game of Thrones is kinda like the present day. It's obviously it's not 2026, but that's how
Right.
it feels like, that's how it is basically in this universe.
Right, and they're missing, like, the thing that like, kinda kicked it all off with Robert's Rebellion, like, that's
Mhm.
already had happened, and that's what, is essentially
The
the
start.
beginning yeah, the start of things
Yeah.
to a certain extent, but
Yeah.
alright, well, that's all we got. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow us on socials. We appreciate everybody that's been leaving comments and leaving their thoughts on everything, no matter what it is that we cover, whether it's the pit, or the Seven Kingdoms. Y'all not coming on hijack, and I know why, because shit is trash.
Y'all agree. Y'all agree.
Ain't nothing to say. Ain't nothing to say. So I feel y'all there. But yeah, we appreciate everybody for tuning in, and we will catch y'all for the next one.